Okay, so I'm doing another opinion video, an anti-social opinion video here about the federal election here coming on October 21st of for of 2019. Um, CBC News did a point of Andrew Scheer and the Conservatives exploiting natives in Manitoba for votes and for publicity and for attention. By him going to Manitoba and exploiting the natives, the natives that have been evacuated because it was declared a state of emergency from all the snow that fell down and whatnot, that they were being shuffled around like cattle from hotel lobby to hotel lobby in buses and whatnot. And the conservatives of Andrew Scheer, the same Andrew Scheer that when he was starting out his political career, went to natives in or around his district and told them, quite frankly, that he didn't need quote unquote Indian votes. And the conservatives have always, since their inception, way back, fucking back in the day of Peyton Manning or Preston Manning and whatnot, they've always had ties to racist organizations. Don't believe me? Go back. I'm pretty sure they're on YouTube because I remember reading stories about how Preston Manning had connections to local KKK and skinhead groups and affiliations that that last to this day. You can see in just the very fact that Andrew Scheer and the conservatives took it upon themselves to exploit native um, pain of being evacuated and being shuffled around like cattle by the Manitoba government, who is also a conservative government, to hotel lobby, and not to a hotel, and not to where they can, where they can be safe and whatnot. But they get shuffled to a nice hotel. I think it is where Hilton or whatever, where Andrew Scheer made it, where Andrew Scheer and the conservatives made their pitch and had all the cameras to exploit, so they can show, oh, we're caring and whatnot. If you were so caring about native issues, you wouldn't have used our pain for attention, to try to grab votes, to try to whatever. And also the fact that let's just get this right. Whoops. Let's just get this right. Andrew Scheer is on record stating he didn't need Indians' votes. Indian is what a racist, biased word used to degrade and disrespect natives. Indians come from India. Fact. But yet when Andrew Scheer says Indians and conservatives say Indians, it's 99%, 0.9% followed by a derogatory comment. Look at that Indian, drunk, addicted, criminal, whatnot. And that's wrong, and that's why I stand up against the word Indian. It's a racist, derogatory word used to refer to us natives. We're natives. We're the originals of this land, and we should be respected by that. I'm not one to get into politics until recently. I find that after Stephen Harper, and if you remember, when Stephen Harper took over power and the conservatives took power, what did they do? They first targeted the poor. They cut all benefits of poor and welfare and benefits, health benefits that people used to be able to get on, whatnot. They forced us to pay, all poor people to pay. And let's get this straight. There is no color when you're poor. We are all poor. We're all in the same boat and whatnot. Anyway, Stephen Harper and the conservatives targeted the poor first, cut all benefits, cut everything right down for all poor people. And then they went after the natives, and then they went after immigration. Ma- Andrew Scheer, the racist he is, and the Conservative Party they are, will do the exact same thing. They will attack the poor, and you can already see what they're doing in Ontario. They have a fat fuck out there, Ford Nation, who once took power. What did he do? He denied and retracted minimum wage. All minimum wage people out there were supposed to get paid, because it's happening here in Alberta too. All minimum wage went up to $15. The Conservatives went out of their way to say, no, we're denying that. So much like the American GOP, Nazi party down there, the Conservatives take their orders from them. If you notice, when Stephen Harper took power, not only did he cut all benefits from the poor, not only did he target natives and take a lot of their rights and benefits from us, but then he also ended up taking rehabilitation out of jails. So now when you're in jail, you can't learn anything, you can't do anything, you're just sitting there. It's just like the American jail system. You sit in there, you do your time. When you get out, you don't have a choice. You know, you have a choice of going to a hostel, which I've been to multiple times because back in my day, I was a dumbass. So they go back, when you get out of jail, you got nothing. Before the Conservatives took over the first time, you could get paid to do some odd work around jail, mop floors, do laundry, cook, whatever. Used to get paid for that. They cut that right out. You get paid next to nothing. So when you get out of jail, you get next to nothing. You get, you get a ticket to go back to wherever they pick you up, and that's it. And you're pretty much fucked. Somebody like me that has no family, when I got out of jail, I had nothing. So it's a choice between starving to death or not starving to death and doing what I have to do, because of all the conditions that Stephen Harper and the Conservatives first put on, it's still to these days are bad. I'm not saying all parties. I don't agree with that Jagmeet Singh of the NDP on how he screwed somebody out of Burnaby, BC. He doesn't even live out here out west, but he came out here, stole a spot from somebody from Burnaby, BC that lives out here all their life, just so he can get into the government and whatnot, so he can be heard. That's wrong. And I still disagree with that action to this day. I'm not a liberal, because let's face it, where has this country gone under? It's like that shit show beneath us. They only have two parties, and both of those parties are fuckholes, fuck sticks. What have they done down there? Look at the shit show that's going on down there, and it's seeping up into here thanks to the Conservatives. You listen to Andrew Scheer; he used the same propaganda that douchebag Trump uses, that retarded POTUS, hashtag retarded POTUS, uses down there. MS-13. There is no MS-13 up here in Canada. Let me tell you, as a 20-year criminal, never ran into an MS-13 gang member ever. Yeah. I can go out right now. I can go to any city, to anywhere here in Canada, and I will not find an MS-13 gang member, period. But yet, it's the same propaganda they use. And if you look in Ontario at that fat fuck Ford Nation, what he's done, he's cut education down, wages to teachers. He's cut everything down, just like the GOP down in the States, just like Stephen Harper and the Conservatives did when they took over. Here in Alberta, the UCP, the United Communist Party, same thing. They're denying the minimum wage increase. They're denying everything. Jason Kenney has also gone on and said natives don't have any rights. They're not people. They should not be getting any back pay for any of the abuse we did. And all these questions, why is not anybody bringing up the fact that Everywhere the Conservative Party has been in power, child abuse, child murder in their system follows. Alberta, the Conservative Party was here for 43 years. 43 years, children were being beaten, raped, murdered. I am a survivor of that system from the Conservative Child Protection Service. You know, I was locked in a closet for 5 years, starved and systematically beaten, adopted out to an unknown abuser, and covered up. And then once we started the class action lawsuit, once it got some traction, there was about to be a ruling, the Conservative Party lost to the NDP. And now when they come back into power, they don't even call themselves conservative. They have to go by UCP because they know they are directly involved and directly responsible for all those child murderers. Even now to this day, Jason Kennedy had to cheat in order to win the Alberta election. And that's what the Conservatives are. They're two-faced, privileged people that just look at Ontario, look at Manitoba, look at Alberta. Look at the fact that Andrew Scheer is an American. Look at the fact that Conservatives' policy fall in line with the American GOP. They want handguns to be available. They don't want ban on handguns here in Canada. They want to open up Canada to more assault rifles, to the AR-15, to allow people to have the AR-15. They are even using the same excuses that white terrorist American NRA dictates to the GOP, and how the GOP Nazis fight for not having gun control. And look how many mass shootings they got. Do we want that up here in Canada? Because if people elect the Conservatives, that's what we'll have. And this is more of a call out to the low income, to the poor, to the people on age, to the people on disability, to the ex-criminals getting out of jail, to the ex-convicts just getting by, to the people on the streets, to the people living in hostels and whatnot. If the Conservatives take power, they will target us all. They will screw us all over. So will the Liberals. So I'm not making any stories for Justin Trudeau. He is just like Trump, just a younger version. He is a spoiled, entitled, racist little fuck that's done blackface, that's done everything possible. He has never earned anything. He has never overcame anything. He has never done anything. He is just like Trump. He has just been handed shit. Handed. So what I'm saying to all my poor people, to all my potheads, to the people fucking smoking weed, to the disability, to the people suffering from PTSD, from the people that were victims of the scooped, to my Native brothers across this country, to the victims of the Alberta child abuse case, to the Children's Aid victims and survivors out in Ontario, to the Manitoba child, to everybody that's ever been poor, that is poor, that's on disability. Do not vote for the Conservatives. Go and vote for the NDP. Go and vote for Elizabeth May, the Green Party. This country needs a kick in the ass, and under the rule of conservative or liberal, where has it gotten us? Stephen Harper fucked this country up big time. Trudeau, he's a hypocrite bitch that fucking whatnot. But he's no American traitor like Scheer is. If you're Canadian and you love Canada, do the right thing. Vote for Canada. Vote against the Conservatives. I don't care if you vote for Trudeau. If you like Trudeau because of whatever, he has done some good things. Not many, but he has done some good things. Not for the poor people, not for natives. Definitely not for women, because you see how he treats native women or all women. Don't, vote for, even though Jagmeet Singh and the NDP are dicks, by fucking Jagmeet Singh going out to Burnaby and fucking people over there, and somebody out of their election, somebody that could help Burnaby and be in Burnaby and deal with Burnaby issues. Something that Jagmeet Singh doesn't do. What, he shows up to Burnaby for a photo op so he can do an early ballot and say, I'm like Burnaby, but yet he lives in Ontario. And that's the crap. That shouldn't be allowed. And the NDP, that's a classless dick move the NDP did and Jagmeet Singh did. Personally, I like the Green Party because, let's face it, when you have a bunch of tree huggers, I would rather have them in government and being corrupt, because what's a bunch of tree huggers going to do? They're going to be corrupt by giving us clean water, clean air, clean environment. Oh my gosh. The liberals will fucking be corrupt. All we have to see is the SNC Lavalin bullshit. All you have to see are the conservatives. The conservatives are a bunch of two-faced hypocrites. They fucking badmouth Justin Trudeau about the SNC Lavalin fucking issues. But there's no mention about Mike Duffy. There's no mention about Pamela Wallin. There's no mention about their fucking Senate fucking nominees that they put in Senate now. Mike Duffy, another white privileged motherfucker that got away with fucking crime and nothing. But yet the conservatives don't say anything about that. The fact that Andrew Scheer is an American, a real Canadian, would have denounced that American citizenship long before he got caught with his pants down. Do we really want a leader that's a two-faced bitch like fucking Andrew Scheer is? Do we really want a two-faced bitch like Justin Trudeau and the Liberals? It's time for a change. Go vote orange. Go vote green. Just don't vote conservative. For the love of Canada. We want to keep Canada. There's a reason that Nazi shit show's beneath us. We should not be having issues like they have. We should not have mass shootings. We should not have white terrorists going around. Justin Trudeau, our prime minister, has to wear a bulletproof vest because conservative party members and supporters are sending him death threats. That's the kind of actions that the conservatives and Andrew Scheer, much like Trump and fucking that Nazi GOP, push, that they think is right. But what happens if somebody like me made threats to Andrew Scheer? I'd be locked up in jail. I'd be shot. But yet it's okay for them. That two-faced, two-way street is an American shit show. And look what's happening to them. Do you really want to fucking turn Canada into that shit show? For the love of Canada, on October 21st, go and vote. And don't vote for the conservatives. Vote with your heart and don't even vote for your heart. Vote with fucking logic and common sense. Under both liberals and conservatives, Canada has been a shit show. SC Lavalin, the Duff, drunk underage kids falling out of windows at a 24 Sussex. You have, all the issues have mounted between the conservative and liberals. Let's give somebody else a chance. Maybe they'll do better. Maybe Elizabeth May will do better. Maybe Jagmeet Singh will do better because they can't do any worse.